Hey everybody, welcome back to DW's Chop Shop. Today we're going to be taking apart our primary. We're going to get this as far down as we can to being bare. So I'd like to pull the compensator out, get the stator out, get the clutch out, get the clutch basket out, get all this crap out of here. We are going to end up updating the clutch. We'll probably get the starter off while we're in there. I am going to end up updating the clutch. I'll probably replace all this primary stuff just because it's higher mileage, and this is going to be about 100 horsepower Sportster build once we're all done. So first thing you want to do is drain this. Pretty sure I drained it, don't know. It'll all come out here in a second. I had to cut my, what the hell you want to call this, cable, because it was extremely rusted on this crappy old bike. You're going to need to remove your foot peg. You can do this in the bike too, by the way, but I got a lot of other engine work going on. We will go through and bust all these bolts out. This bolt was normally a Allen key head, but I got some stuff going on, so that is where I will end up mounting my ignition. It'll look really cool. Also, I'm showing each one of these to the camera so you can kind of see the length, similar to what we did on the cam chest side as we took it apart. Before we get too far, okay, now we got the bolts out. What we're going to want to do is hopefully get this in there all the way because it started to strip real fast. Uh-oh. Alright, this spring needs to come out. I do believe this clutch locking nut needs to come out. I'm not entirely sure how the hell that's going to come out. Oh, well, that's easy enough. Okay, so you get your clutch release nut out and bust our RTV loose. It's already done. And now we just wiggle it around the shifter shaft. And there she is. She's nice and shiny, looks pretty good. Okay, so here is our primary chain. Here is our clutch basket. Over here is going to be, it look like there's a compensator. But over here this is our stator and all that fun shit. And it looks like this might just be held on with some big old C-clamps. I'm going to have to look in the manual for a quick second. Starter will come off with these two bolts, and then that's done. But we got to get our clutch basket out of the way to get through this bolt back here correctly. Okay, so I got the book open on this one. So what we're going to do is the first thing that it has us do is shift the transmission into 5th gear. Probably not going to do that. See how that works for us. Might not work, I don't know. See, remove the primary drive cover, disconnect the negative battery cable. Here it is. Primary cover is off. We went over that. You guys watched me fight it. So install the sprocket locking link. I don't know if this is the right part number. I got it off of Amazon years ago. It's worked on twin cams. It's worked on Milwaukee 8s. It's worked on shovel heads. It's worked on iron heads. And I'm willing to bet it'll work on a Sportster. So this is a right hand thread nut. So lefty loosey, right? So I want to put that in so that it's going to prevent movement going that way. Okay, and then another thing that I can do, my rods are off up here, is I can stick, maybe drive a piston back in or stick a piece of wood or a screwdriver wrapped in a rag through here, and it's going to stop the engine from moving. But if we hit this with an impact, it might just pop out. We'll see. So let me find the right size nut. 1 1/8 is the right size nut to get this off. If you're doing that by hand, God help you. Okay. So the next thing that we need to do is remove the engine sprocket. Not got it. Loosen the engine sprocket by pulling on it. Okay, that's good. Okay. Remove the snap ring holding the release plate adjusting screw in place. My neighbors have donkeys. I apologize. There we go. Jesus. That was harder than I think it needed to be. But snap ring is out. Goes in the box. Now, next thing we need to do, remove and release the adjusting plate screw assembly. This is our adjusting plate screw assembly that just fell off. So I will call it removed and released. And that gives us our sprocket and our nut. So the clutch nut right here has left-handed threads. Turn the clutch nut clockwise to loosen it, then remove the clutch nut and washer. Okay, check this out. The clutch nut, figure 35, has left-handed threads. Turn the clutch nut clockwise to loosen it, then remove the clutch nut and the washer. This has a lot of crap going on. You'll see this in a lot of different places. Your sprocket up front, your engine sprocket, go with your stator and shit. This is regular right-hand thread. Your clutch basket is reverse thread, left-handed thread. Let's see what size that is. And it is 1 3/16 on this clutch hub. And as much as I hate doing it, I don't have an 1 3/16 impact, so here we go. We're gonna stick this back in. And we want it to go right to loosen it. We'll stick this over here. There's our clutch nut. Should be a washer in here. Here's our washer. If you look on it, I don't know if you can read that, but it says out. So that's what faces out towards you when we go to put it back together. And we should be able to remove the engine sprocket and the clutch hub as an assembly. Now, our sprocket is kind of stuck on our stator here. No big deal. Need to break the magnetic tension on the stator, which can be a bitch and a half. There we go. There we go, clutch hub off. So here is our clutch pack and clutch plates and everything in here, and we'll go over replacing all that. And this is what your stator looks like. So on the inside, you just kind of check these magnets for cracking and wear or anything like that. They look fine. And then you also take a look over here. You see these magnets. This is your other part, what your stator spins around, right? Very beautiful. Looks good to me. This is going to come off. We'll put new stuff in there. This is your shifter. Your entire ass transmission is right here. I believe it's these 5 bolts and this linkage to get your transmission out. These 2 bolts will get your starter off. And that's it, man. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot to it. All right. Anyways, hope that helps somebody. We're going to get into this in a little bit more detail, but I got to wait for parts to come in to put shit back together. So I'm going to go ahead and take the stator off, because at this point, you want to replace the stator. It's these 4 bolts, these 2 screws, this wire, which goes out to the other side, and then put it the fuck back together, just like that. But we're going to check our pinion shaft in play as soon as I find the right tooling for that. And if the pinion shaft in play is good, we're going to leave this motor together. We're going to slap a bunch of shit on it from Hammer Performance, and it's going to be a beast. If the shaft in play is bad, I'm going to blindly swipe my credit card and get the bottom end redone on this. Probably get the transmission redone while we're at it. So that is where we're at. I hope this helps somebody. Appreciate it. Bye.